Good morning, everyone. It is Monday, and it is Ask Me Anything Monday. We had a great weekend. Thank you, everybody. Great Miles Graham yesterday. Ask Me Anything Monday. You ask questions. I'll do my best to answer them. Jakey, bakey, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Nikki, great to see you as well. Jake, sounds great. Looks great. Let's get the questions rocking and rolling. It's Monday. Thank you, Colleen, Nick. Get the questions in there as soon as we can. Kristen, welcome everybody. If anybody needs or wants my book, audiobook, ebook, or you want me to sign a book and ship it to you and pay for it, david@dmeltzer.com. I will pin that right now. david@dmeltzer.com. I also pin my text number right here. So go ahead and check that out. If you want to text me, go ahead. david@dmeltzer.com. You know it's raining today, so put my favorite jacket on there. Justin sees that. Any chance I get to wear this jacket, I wear it because it doesn't rain much in California. Hello from India. Thumbs up, everyone. All right, the questions are piling in. Let me get busy here. All right. Noah, thank you. My first book just came out. Can I tell you about it? Yes. Email me, david@dmeltzer.com. And we will definitely be happy to help you with your first book that came out. Would love to hear about it. david@dmeltzer.com. Thank you, Noah. Awesome. And let's see who's here. How often do you private coaching groups meet? Once a week. You get one-on-one coaching from me once a week. You get to listen into other people's sessions. Replays are available because it meets once a week. We also have a private networking group to help each other. And it's just month to month. And we'd love to have you join us. david@dmeltzer.com. You bring the questions. I'll bring the answers. We have Bring Your Own questions here on Monday. Ask Me Anything Monday. If you don't get your question answered today, then please come to Clubhouse at 3 p.m. Pacific time. I do the same thing at the end of the day as well. So highlight from the weekend. Well, besides always spending great time with my family, we spend both nights playing card games like Uno and BS and What's Your Meme. So the games were the highlight, and then the boating was my next favorite. Watching Miles and the girls wakeboard was super fun. All right, here we go. Well, there's a lot of questions here. I really appreciate it. Most valuable lesson learned over the weekend. And the most valuable lesson was that don't let people step on my toes. You know, there is a line between, abundance and abuse. And, not letting people step on my toes. And so surrounding myself with the people that are going to feed me, I think it was a great reminder of the great chain of feeding. That I got to make sure I feed the people that feed me, let the people that don't fall away, and fire the people that bleed me. And it was a great reminder of that, and that people lie to themselves all the time. But that's irrelevant of my great chain of feeding. How do you design the life that you want? 5 daily practices. So know your 5 daily practices and your values. I'm more than happy to send you my 5 daily practices of knowing your what, knowing your who, knowing your how, knowing your now, and applying your why. If you want my 5 daily practices, email me, david@dmeltzer.com, right here, or text me at the number below. But I'll be happy to send those to you. How do you respond to a negative business review without having the need to be offended? Well, when you do have the need to be offended, stop, drop, and roll, and then come up and don't give it any energy. Assess it to see how you can improve or understand it, and then pray for the person's happiness that gave you a negative business review and just didn't call you directly to help improve your business. It's Ask Me Anything Monday. Thank you, Aaron, for joining me and asking me anything. Appreciate you. Thank you, everyone. Always in search of my interns, though. They just don't seem to get it, including my daughter. Are you traveling for my speaking engagement soon? Yes, I am on the road almost every week with live speeches, still doing virtual speeches all around the world. So I'm blessed to Malta, to Portugal, to all over we're going. What a plan of textiles business comes some tips. Keep these questions coming. It's Ask Me Anything Monday. More than happy to answer a question. What was your favorite activity with the family this weekend? playing games at night. That was my favorite. And then the boating. Are you looking forward to traveling next? Or where are you? Chicago. So I got Chicago, New York, Miami. I'm going to speak with Mike Tyson. I'm going to speak in Chicago next, I believe. I don't know. This is crazy. Anyway, ask me anything Monday. Keep the questions coming, everybody. I appreciate you. How do you make the most of your superpowers? Lean into them. First, you got to identify your superpowers. One of the best ways to identify your superpower is listen to other people tell you what you're good at, meaning, wow, how do you do that? Or you're really good at that. Those are the best ways. Sometimes our superpowers are inherent in our nature, and we don't credit them for how much value they have to other people because they're so easy for us to do. So listen to other people when they tell you and ask you, wow, how do you do that? Then go ahead and realize that may just be a superpower. Very good. And keep the questions coming. We'll take it from the top here. What do you think is the best, fastest way to market a specialty event? 4 days of Sinatra. In person, on the phone, via email and media. If you want to help with that, email me, david@dmeltzer.com. But you should have a 4-pronged methodology of marketing a specialty event, like 4 days of Sinatra, in person, on the phone, via email and media, traditional and social media, especially capturing the traditional and amplifying and modifying it and perpetuating it on social. But the 4-pronged approach would be the best way to do that. Go ahead, reach out to me, david@dmeltzer.com. All righty, let's see here. Michael Anderley, got a question here. Founder of LMBPN Publishing. Where are you? Go ahead and reach out. JP Strong. Where's my publishing friend? Give me a comment if he's here. I do not see. Let's see here. Keep the questions coming. It's Ask Me Anything Monday. We'll grab those. Ashish here. Please say something about India. How you look this country. Please say something. Well, I've been to India for over 20 years. Love it. Have great friends there. It is a mind bank of unbelievable people. Place, and I only pray for their happiness and health there in India. It's a great source of mental and spiritual power. There he is. Hey, Michael, how are you?
I'm doing well, man. So sorry. This has been such a challenge for me.
No, just say thank you for your patience, and it is a challenge for many people. But I know you recently released your 3rd book, How to Be a Badass Vigilante. So I was hoping you give me just a brief background on that, and maybe you have a question for me.
Yeah, so I appreciate this, the time, but the How to Be a Badass series is something a little bit kind of to, I think, my heart, and maybe perhaps yours as well, but it's individuals who actually learn from a book how to do something. And in this case, it was the lady who started off with how to be a witch, only to find out that actually magic was real, and then she turned that ability into trying to do what's right for other people. As she learned that, you can't do everything just on your own, she ends up becoming a detective, and so has to fit within the constraints of society. So, really proud of the whole series and everything that's going on there, but, appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, no problem. Do you have a question for me?
So one of the things, you have How to Win Friends and Influence People, and you really love it. You told me one time, the gentleman to follow. But if you had to say one thing in that book that changed your life, what would it be?
It had to do with value, right? I think shifting the paradigm of value in that book, of being able to be of service or of value, to seek the light, the love, and the lessons in others, and then fulfill that need. So utilizing and applying an open-ended approach, and I really have evolved from there. One of the biggest transitions, especially with social influence, social media, and social spectrum. And when I talk about social spectrum, the social spectrum is the county of social influence, or county of social impact, meaning that when you had a business and previously you were, really regulated to about a size of a county to be able to advertise and market to your own county when you had a brick and mortar store. Well, that social influence now really shifts our paradigm of value to finding people with open minds, because there's so many connections and so many ways to connect that we're better off spending our time impacting and asking people with social open minds, because all you have to do is get to the point of understanding where and what they do and how they need it and what they like and what they don't like, and ask them, do you know anyone that can help me? They're easily kind of, I would say, bifurcated, or not bifurcated, but separated into 3 different categories. One would be closed-minded, and even if they're the perfect avatar, do not chase a perfect avatar with a closed mind. So I don't care if they meet your criteria perfectly as the best possible customer. If they have the closed mind, they're the worst possible customer. But if you ask someone after a series of open-minded questions, which is in that book, then you regulate them to either a power sponsor, someone that can help you and know someone that can help you, or somebody that knows somebody that can help you. The results are exponential today, especially in the publishing business like you're in, with lmbpn.com. So, you know, I think you get it. I think you know, that's a book that I read periodically. I read Think and Grow Rich daily. I read Course in Miracles daily. I read Wayne Dyer daily, Power of Intention. All, I think, blend the spectrum of realities, from the highly spiritual awareness to the pragmatic world, which, you know, your last book is exactly about, right? How do we take and transcode the spiritual into a pragmatic, is it a detective? You know, I think it is aligned beautifully with what I believe in, what I teach. I appreciate you for coming on, and it's Ask Me Anything Monday. That was a great question. Where can people reach you besides lmbpn.com?
Feel free to reach out to me on Facebook as Michael Anderle Author, and just Instagram, of course, here a little bit. But appreciate it, David. You're always helpful for everybody and giving your time like you do.
I appreciate you. Thanks. Congratulations on the book. I'm going to pick up on the 3rd one now, so thanks.
Thanks.
Awesome. I love that series, by the way. So if you haven't caught it, Michael Anderle, author, he has How to Be a Badass. So great series, very entertaining and educational. Get some, hey, Keaton, good morning. Seek the light, the love, and the lessons. Josh Landau, good morning as well. Jake, good morning as well. Christina Madrigal, always in the house. Always great to start my week with her. How to best work through tough family dynamics. Remind, remember, and recollect the family value, meaning that we all want to be happy, healthy, love, and appreciate each other in a family. And that we have a lot of baggage. And that baggage is quantum, meaning that baggage that we carry with our family is generational. It's been handed down to us genetically. Some may even say that it's spiritually inherited in the quantum, meaning that, you know, the same people are in the same collectives many lifetimes. So it's very, very complex to resolve the snapshots and the baggage. When I say snapshot, I mean people in our families have snapshots of who we are. They may have a snapshot for when we were 5, or maybe 10, or maybe 15, or maybe 1 to 18, or whatever the snapshot is. And combined with the genetic generational inheritance that we receive of that opinion and baggage, plus maybe even multiple lifetimes of living with people and that baggage, it gets there, man. It is tough. So you have to go to understanding and forgiveness, praying for their happiness. You have to remind, recollect, and remember that the family unit is about 4 things: being healthy, happy, loving, and appreciating each other. And appreciating each other means adding value to each other's life, not deterring those values. If even a family member falls into that great chain of bleeding or feeding, go ahead and use your spectrum of time, attention, and energy towards the people that feed you and your family, and feed those people. If they don't feed you, let them fall away. And if they bleed you, fire them from your life, even if they're family. But those are the complexities of the family unit, from the snapshot to the baggage, which can be quantum, generational, genetics. All of those things make it very difficult. In the end, if you remind, remember, and recollect that it is very simple, that the family unit is based upon everybody being healthy, happy, appreciating, meaning adding value to each other and loving each other. And if that can't be possible at this time, fall away or fire them from your life. Clear the interference between you and those most relative to you, your family. All right. Very, very good. Sim Shane at paraflight.aero. Let me know if you're here. Sim, we love to take your question. Oh, you're right on time. That's beautiful. We will grab you. It's Ask Me Anything Monday. You can see the questions keep on rolling from everybody. Is this the Avengers? We're all the Avengers. Hey, oh, very formal today. What's going on?
Hey, good morning. How you doing?
I'm good, Sim. How are you?
Amazing, amazing. So excited to be here today, spending my Monday morning with you.
Well, I just wanted to thank you. I've been working in volunteering and donating for flights and emergency flights for those that are in need and can't afford it. And you've been providing emergency medical support for a long time. And, talk about a first responder. Organ flights save lives. And, it's not always an affordable accommodation with pre-hospital emergency space. And so, number one, I just wanted to have you on here with your Paraflight Aviation and organflights.com for what you do, Sim. You probably save more lives than anyone that I know. So thank you.
I don't know about that, but I love what I do. I'm doing it for quite a while, 28 years. So really exciting. Thank you.
Well, awesome. Well, give me just a little bit of a background. A lot of people probably are curious about, how the whole emergency flights work or organ flights work. And then I think it's Ask Me Anything Monday. Hopefully you have a question. You could ask me anything.
Oh, excellent. So I'm a paramedic. I'm a flight paramedic. I'm doing it for 28 years. Started my career in 1993. Became a paramedic in 2007. And I started flying in 2008, mostly in charity flights, flying with children, adults all over the world for specialty hospitals, bringing them back home if they got injured in different countries and in different states. I had a very close friend whose name was Steve Zakon. He was a paramedic as well. He owned his own private jet. He was a big philanthropist, always giving to others. And he introduced me to flight. And he introduced me, he had his own private jet that he actually outfitted at his own expense with a stretcher and with oxygen. He would send me and others all over the country just flying with people who needed it. And then, unfortunately, Steve got sick, secondary to his exposure at 9/11. So while I was at 9/11 as well at Ground Zero, I was only there for a day. But Steve at some point owned the largest ambulance company in New York State, and he lost 14 of his personnel that day. And he and his partner spent greater than 30 days there, and they both passed away. They both got cancer, and they passed away. Steve passed away in 2013. And it's interesting that he didn't pass away from the cancer. He was cancer-free. He was post his bone marrow transplant, but he passed away from the damage that the chemotherapy caused to his lungs. And he didn't have the chance or the opportunity to even get onto that transplant list, and he passed away. And he introduced me to a place called Camp Simcha, which is actually the same name as mine, not my camp though. And I've been a paramedic there for 12 years now. Camp Simcha is a camp for children with cancer and medical disabilities. They provide them with a free summer. It's a medical camp. And one of the gentlemen that I met over there was a young boy named Jakey, who was also needed a lung transplant. And he unfortunately didn't get it. And I traveled with him all over the country, 11 different transplant centers, trying to get somebody to accept him, and they couldn't. For various reasons, one of them that he was a prior transplant when he was younger for a liver and a kidney. He was very, very short. But it became complicated, and actually one place in New York City was able to accept the Montefiore Medical Center, who we actually fly for. And Mom always tells me, and I speak to her to this day, he passed away over 2 years ago, that she believes that he lived at least a year and a half longer, just knowing that he had a chance, knowing that he was going to get a lung, because every other place would merely just send him home. So that became my vision. That became my focus. And while we do focus on, we have I have this air ambulance company that I started after Steve passed away. And we started off with medical escorts and then air ambulance. And we tried to figure out where our niche would be, because many of these air ambulance companies, we don't even make money. We do them as charity. We really do just want to try to get people home. We do it at cost, or we do it below. And I still fly to this day. I fly with patients everywhere at no cost. When I fly, there's no charge. I'm just happy to do it for them. But I said, you know what? I think we can make a real difference. So both in our corporate charter and in our organ flights probably being 70 to 80% of our business. And we believe we can really make a difference. And I macromanage the company. We have great employees that work here. And we work 24/7, right? As I'm sure you can understand that those organ trips come in at, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. But we love what we do. And I think that we can really try to make a difference. We built a specialty app similar to like an Uber. We don't charge anybody for it, but it communicates both with our hospitals and with the operators around the country, that instead of having them having to pick up a phone to call us, or us having to pick up a phone to call them, they just go onto our app, which is on the Android and the Apple platforms, and they can request a flight, and we can send it out to 100 operators all over the country without having to pick up that phone at 3 a.m. So we love what we do. We always try to make a difference. We never forget the charity component. My account hates when I say that, because we always say that we're not profit-driven, we're mission-driven, which is the truth. We need money to survive, but it's never about the money for us.
Yeah, well, that's aligned with your name and the camp. In case people aren't familiar, Simcha means good deed. So
we're happy.
That's right. That's up my alley. Well, what's your question for me?
So it's an interesting question. As we've been looking to expand our business, we've had, believe it or not, numerous requests for people to invest in and to buy our business. And my question to you is, do you think it's best, as I'm sure you deal with people who are looking to take companies public, or they're looking for investors, and they say, it's best just to focus on revenues and don't focus on profits, because revenue is a big number. If you look at whether it's Airbnb or Uber or any of these companies out there, they just focus on revenues and they don't focus on profit. And while a very large percentage of our business is charity, very, very large, we want to be able to tell people when it's charity, not that clients should tell us, when they're going to do that. So our question is, should we focus on just the revenue component, or should we focus on those good clients who appreciate them? That's mostly in the corporate and in the hospital space, appreciate and are willing to pay for the service they receive. And that's in the quality of the service and the quality of the aircraft and the safety of the aircraft, things like that. There are those in the industry who focus on, they don't care. They don't care to make, no money or $100 on a flight, but they're not looking for that specific aircraft that somebody needs, things that we look at. Something as simple as making sure that there's a private bathroom on board, making sure there's Wi-Fi on board, right, for both corporate and hospital clients so that they can communicate. So that's our question. Is it best to focus on just revenue, because that's the number we're trying to increase, or say, hey, no, I'm going to focus on revenue, but I'm going to focus on that profit component? Now, if we choose to do a charity flight, that's a choice that we make, but not a choice that our client is going to say, hey, we don't want you to make any money on our flights, and just focus on giving it to us at your absolute bottom cost. We try to tell people, listen, if you need Walmart, we're not Walmart. If you're looking for the absolute cheapest, we can't provide the service if we don't get compensated. What's your thought?
Without a doubt, number one, there's perceived value and bottom line, right? In your business, you need to be very clear on the perceived value and stick to those high quality standards of providing the best service. That's going to be your niche, your brand, your frequency, your vibration, but know your bottom line. And I would also use the fact that, although you get what you pay for, and here's the perceived value of what they're receiving because of all the amenities and accoutrements that come with the flights that you give. I would stay very clear and in your niche. Revenue will come either way, and it determines, I believe, the higher frequency that you live at, being Simcha, the good deed. You should stick to the business model of providing the best quality service for those, and allow yourself to know, number one, what the perceived value of that is, but two, know your bottom line and let people know that if it's not going to be for charity, that you're very strict on the bottom line. And here's a company that will go below your bottom line, but you're not going to receive the same value. It's the same as airlines. It's the same as quality healthcare. There's certain levels of perceived value and bottom line. Stick to the higher quality, stick to your vibration, your frequency, stick to doing good deeds. Thank you so much, Simcha. I am, just so grateful for everything that you do. Organflights.com, paraflight.aero, AERO. Check them out at paraflight.aero as well. Come join us again, Simcha. Keep up the great work.
Thank you, David. Have a great day and a great week. Thank you, sir.
You too.
Thank you.
That's my man doing good deeds. It's right up my alley. cannot ask. I'm going to take one more question. Remember, my favorite line is be kind to yourself and do good deeds. Be kind to yourself and do simchas. I love that. You can make a lot of money, help a lot of people, and have a lot of fun. It's not impossible. And organflights.com, and paraflight.8 arrow. Check them out. It's pinned below there. What are you looking forward to most this week? Wow, there's so many great things this week. What am I looking forward to most this week? I got my new office open at SoFi. That's really, really exciting. So we got a podcast studio office in my suite at SoFi Stadium where the Rams and the Chargers play. I think I'm looking forward to most this week. But there's so many great things. I'm sure I forgot 20 of them. Appreciate all of them. Let's take another question real quick. I got a couple more minutes here. Keaton, thank you so much. Thank you for getting it. What does it mean to be at your highest frequency? How do you get there? So everything vibrates. The earth vibrates the slowest, then plants, animals, humans, sound, and then light. And then thought vibrates above even that, which means thought vibrates faster than the speed of time, the speed of light. And so if we can utilize our thoughts, we can transcend the man-made construct of time. Well, you can only be aware of that which vibrates equal or less than you. And so if you're at a higher frequency, a higher vibration, you can be aware of so much more. When you're aware of things, things are simple, like when to buy or sell. That's initially how I got involved in the meditation, theta, Theta meditation, which elevates my own vibration or my own frequency so I can be aware of which vibrates the fastest, which is something that I enjoy the pursuit of, which is the truth. The truth vibrates the fastest. The fastest thought that we have is our potential or our truth. And so if we strive or pursue our truth, if we enjoy the consistent, everyday, persistent, without quit pursuit of our truth, our potential, our best self, then we're going to be able to be or raise our awareness, which makes life so much more simple. It allows us to decipher between reality and the illusions that we give ourselves through ego-based consciousness with the need to be right, offended, separate, inferior, superior, anxious, frustrated, angry, guilty, all the things that cause interference between us and what? Our truth, our highest vibration, our highest frequency, our higher self. And we do that through understanding frequency and vibration and knowing that not only can we only be aware of that which vibrates equal to or less than us, but others fit in the same criteria. So it's not what we say, it's what they hear. So we need to transcode our own frequencies so that more people can hear what we do and say and think and do, etc. These are all great questions. Thank you, everyone, so much. Christina Madrigal, my team, everyone else. Remember, if I didn't answer your question today, I'm available 3 p.m. On Clubhouse. Ask me anything. Mondays, you can ask me anything. You bring the questions. I will bring the answers. Love it. You can also, if you want those 5 daily practices, david@dmeltzer.com, ebook, audiobook. I will sign a book, send it to you. I'll pay for everything, shipping, the book, etc. david@dmeltzer.com. You can always text me, 949-298-2905. Everything's pinned below. Pinned below, david@dmeltzer.com. My text right there. Ebook, audiobook. I'll sign a book, send it to you. Pay for shipping. Ask me anything Monday, 3 p.m. on Clubhouse if you missed us. Remember, like my friend Simcha, good deeds. Remember, be kind to your future self and do good deeds. Have a great day. I'll see you at 3 p.m. Pacific time. Peace.